From gold-plated giants to rare Rolex pieces rarely seen in public, Diego Maradona's watch collection wasn't just luxurious, it was iconic and full of secrets. And every piece in this collection is as insane, legendary, and unforgettable as Diego himself. So, stick around with us as we discuss every timepiece in his closet. Now, the first and foremost iconic timepiece in his closet is the Hublot Big Bang Maradona, which was built to capture the heartbeat of a legend who changed football forever. Diego Maradona's most recognized watch was the Hublot Big Bang Maradona, one of the boldest and most symbolic pieces ever strapped to his wrists. This wasn't just a watch, it was a tribute forged in black ceramic, a massive 44.5mm beast that carried his signature and his iconic jersey number 10 in Argentina's blue. The watch used a micro-blasted ceramic case, a material nearly scratch-proof and built like armor, exactly the sort of durability Maradona's fiery personality demanded. The dial erupted with personality. The chronograph sub-dial at 45 minutes honored each half of a football match, with the luminous blue stitching on the strap matching the Argentine flag. Its price starts from $18,000, and it really shone on the wrist of a football legend. Powered by Hublot's HUB 1146 automatic movement with a 42-hour power reserve, this watch became part of Maradona's image during the 2010 FIFA World Cup, where he famously wore two big bangs, one on each wrist, as he coached Argentina. Fans still remember the sight, Diego pacing the sideline, fire in his eyes, with two black and blue Hublots flashing under the sun like battle gear. But if you think the Big Bang was the loudest statement on his wrist, Maradona had even a bigger monster waiting, the King Power. The Hublot King Power Maradona was a powerhouse on the wrist, bold, explosive. If the Big Bang was loud, the Hublot King Power Maradona was explosive. Measuring a monstrous 48mm, this watch didn't sit on the wrist, it dominated the wrist. Crafted in both ceramic and 18-karat king gold versions, it featured a partially skeletonized dial that exposed the gears and the heart of the watch, symbolizing Diego's own transparency and rawness. His signature and the number 10 were printed boldly on the dial, and even the chronograph hands were customized for football timing, giving the watch a distinctly synchronized feel that seemed to match the tempo of a match. Through its sapphire caseback, fans could see an engraved silhouette of Maradona celebrating a goal. Arms raised, head tilted back, pure glory frozen in metal. Powered by Hublot's HUB 4245 movement, this timepiece wasn't meant for subtle people. It was meant for Maradona, a man who lived in the spotlight. He debuted it during a charity event in Shanghai, where he took penalty shots wearing the watch, making it one of the few watches truly field-tested by a global icon. Yet, after conquering Hublot's world, he returned to none other than a Rolex. The Rolex Daytona was Maradona's adrenaline machine, sleek, fast, and built with unstoppable precision. Before Hublot shaped his modern watch identity, Maradona's longtime love was the Rolex Daytona, the chronograph built for speed, precision, and adrenaline. And nobody embodied adrenaline like Diego. The Rolex Daytona he wore most often was the stainless steel variant with a black bezel and racing-inspired sub-dials. This watch measured 40mm, crafted in Rolex's legendary oyster steel, built to survive impact, sweat, and a lifetime of movement. Its price starts from $20,000, and on Diego's wrist, it shone like a masterpiece. Diego wore his Daytonas in pairs, one on each wrist, a visual shock that instantly became his signature. The Daytona's tachymeter scale, polished slugs, and screw-down chronograph pushers gave the watch a raw racing DNA, but on Diego's wrist, it became a rhythm keeper for his chaotic lifestyle. The automatic caliber 4130 movement inside his Daytona offered a 72-hour power reserve and one of the most accurate chronograph systems in the world. But Diego didn't wear it for accuracy, he wore it as a symbol of status, rebellion, and raw style. Photos from his Napoli years, Argentine training camps, and countless press conferences show Maradona with two gleaming Daytonas, shimmering like silver cuffs of a king who refused to follow rules. But after Daytona, he chose the mighty Rolex Submariner. The Rolex Submariner was classic, and as bold as the legend wearing it. One of Maradona's most underrated watches, but deeply associated with his global travels, was the Rolex Submariner, the world's most iconic dive watch. Its price range starts from $10,000 and goes to a whopping $86,000. The Submariner he wore was almost always the classic steel version with a black dial and a black ceramic bezel. Measuring 40mm and built from corrosion-resistant oyster steel, the Submariner was made to dive into oceans, but Maradona used it to dive through life. The unidirectional rotating bezel, etched with a 60-minute scale, gave the watch its rugged diving heritage, while the chromalite lume allowed it to glow in deep blue even in total darkness. Under the hood, Maradona's Submariner likely featured the caliber 3135, Rolex's workhorse movement with a 48-hour power reserve and unmatched shock resistance. He wore the Submariner during some of his most transformative years, especially during the late 90s and early 2000s when he battled personal struggles, rebuilt his life and re-entered the public eye. It appeared on his wrist during TV interviews, charity matches and countless international trips. For many fans, the Submariner became a symbol of Maradona rising from deep waters again and again, refusing to stay down. Well, Maradona's collection is already wild and we've only scratched the surface. Stick with us till the end to discover even more insane timepieces he owned. And if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, after a little adventure, Diego chased none other than a Rolex Day-Date. Rolex Day-Date possesses exquisite design and historical significance. Another essential part of Maradona's Rolex journey was the Rolex Day-Date, often called the President. Starting from $13,000, this was the watch worn by leaders, billionaires and world shapers. And Diego fits right into that category. His Day-Date, usually in 18-karat yellow gold, shone like a trophy on his wrist. The fluted bezel, polished lugs and President bracelet created a glow that cameras loved. The Day-Date signature feature, the full day of the week spelled out at 12 o'clock, gave the watch a regal character. Powered by the caliber 3155 or later 3255, depending on the model, the movement offered precision worthy of a statesman. Maradona was often photographed wearing the Day-Date during high-profile meetings, interviews, diplomatic visits and award ceremonies. It wasn't a sports watch, it wasn't for chaos, it was for moments when the world reminded him he was football royalty and he answered by wearing a king's watch. But his passion wasn't limited to a Day-Date, rather he chose a Yachtmaster to rock his wrist. The Rolex Yachtmaster was Maradona's statement of luxury. Diego Maradona's Rolex Yachtmaster wasn't just a luxury timepiece, it was a statement, a symbol of a man who lived life at full throttle and never apologized for it. The Yachtmaster, known for its blend of sport, prestige and nautical inspiration, fit Maradona's personality perfectly, bold, loud and impossible to ignore. His preferred version was the Rolex Yachtmaster Rolicium, a striking blend of 904L stainless steel and a platinum bezel that shimmered under stadium lights and camera flashes like it was born to be on the wrist of a global icon. Its price starts from $17,000 and it really rocked the wrist of a football legend. The watch carried Rolex's signature bi-directional platinum bezel, sunburst silver dial and the chromalite lume, giving it a glow that matched the brightness of Maradona's personality, whether he was lifting trophies or coursing headlines. Powered by the reliable and robust caliber 3135 automatic movement, the Yachtmaster was engineered for tough environments, but Maradona turned it into an everyday companion, wearing it during interviews, fan meetups and even on the sidelines while coaching. It popped up frequently during his time managing the Argentina national team, often visible when he raised his arms in iconic celebrations or passionately shouted instructions from the technical area. For Maradona, this watch wasn't merely about elegance, it was about dominance. Yet after rocking Rolexes, Maradona went a step further and wore Patek Philippe. Maradona's Patek Philippe Nautilus was the ultimate symbol of refined power. Maradona's Patek Philippe Nautilus 3800-005 was the masterclass in understated luxury, a watch that didn't need to scream to command attention, much like Maradona himself when he walked onto a pitch and instantly owned the moment. This iconic Nautilus, crafted in 18-karat yellow gold, carried Patek's legendary porthole-inspired case, measuring a refined 37.5mm, making it a slimmer, more elegant alternative to the larger 3700, yet still overflowing with prestige. The watch featured the signature black rib dial that shimmered under sunlight and stadium floodlights, giving it a powerful, almost hypnotic presence on his wrist. Inside, the caliber 330 SC automatic movement kept flawless time with Patek's precision engineering, a sharp contrast to Maradona's chaotic lifestyle, but a perfect reflection of his obsession with top-tier craftsmanship. Its price goes to a whopping $120,000, what Maradona wore on his wrist. The integrated gold bracelet, polished and satin brushed to perfection, hugged his wrist with the kind of comfort and dominance only a Patek can deliver. Maradona was often seen wearing this Nautilus during high-profile public appearances, interviews and events. This watch wasn't just another piece in his collection, it was proof that behind the wild legend was a man who appreciated the finest, most sophisticated creations ever made, and the Nautilus stood as one of his most quietly commanding treasures. And that's it! From the explosive Hublots to Daytonas to Rolexes and finally to a Patek Philippe, Diego Maradona's watches were more than just timepieces, they were signs of the legend himself. But hold on, because next we're leaving football behind and diving straight into Bad Bunny's wrist party, where the watches shine, and even your grandma will ask, who's this guy? And why is his wrist louder than my stereo? Trust me, you wouldn't want to miss this one.